Hello and welcome back to the channel. Okay, let's kick off firstly, following on from the Inside Xbox third-party show that Xbox did last week. There's been a backlash for some reason at Xbox about it, even though they clearly highlighted it be third-party only. They did say there'd be some gameplay, but apparently there wasn't enough gameplay now. So there's been a backlash from the media and fans. I wouldn't say they're Xbox fans. I'd say the majority is Sony fans because, let's be honest, wherever they show, it's going to get a backlash from PS fans, regardless. Xbox can give you gold nuggets and they'll still complain about it. It's not good enough. We want gold nuggets with diamonds in. Yeah, so Aaron's come back. He shouldn't have done this, to be honest. He's come back on Twitter and said and sort of apologised, which I don't think he needs to at all. It says here, fans eagerly waited for yesterday's special Inside Xbox, during which Xbox Series X gameplay from upcoming third-party titles was to be shown alongside sneak peeks and trailers. The recently announced Assassin's Creed Valhalla was also said to receive some hands-on controller gameplay, but instead fans were shown impressive nonetheless in-engine battle footage of Ubisoft's upcoming title with the rest. Now what I'm going to go through here, because this is relevant for the rest of my video, so just bear in mind what the stuff that was shown here. Just carry that same energy into the other topics that we're going to cover. So they didn't show much gameplay. They just mainly showed in-engine battle footage and stuff like that. The community were pissed off. Once again, I'm unsure which community were pissed off for Microsoft showing. Some even calling it a total failure. Right? Yeah, exactly. It wasn't a total failure whatsoever. Bear in mind, Sony have still shown nothing. No games and nothing of anything. Oh, actually, sorry, they've shown some third party. They showed Godfall. Yeah, and that got loads of praise, amazingly enough. Whereas Xbox shows some third party stuff, and it's a total failure. He gave wrong expectations, apparently he's saying. I don't believe he was at all. I reckon people's expectations were they were going to show the world, and they never promised that. Had we not said anything and just shown May Inside Xbox show like we did last month, I suspect reactions might have been different. No, they wouldn't have been. They would have just slated you regardless of what you did or whatever happened. So I wouldn't worry about it. Had we not said anything, just shown May Inside Xbox show like we did last month, I suspect reactions might have been different. Clearly we set some wrong expectations, and that's on us. We appreciate all the feedback and can assure you we'll take it's all and learn as a team. That's a good thing that's going to come out of this now, because the wrong people have whined and whinged and moaned and complained about the wrong things. The next show is going to be even better. So you're only improving on what they're doing. The next Xbox Series showing will be this July when Microsoft will be debuting upcoming Xbox Series X from its first-party game studios. So they showed some games, and that's that. So I'm going to leave that there. But now let's carry the same energy right into the rest of the video. So to continue, following on, the same energy with that last bit. And what transpired as Digital Foundry done a test on it, that Assassin's Creed Valhalla, actually no, it was Ubisoft actually just come out and said Assassin's Creed Valhalla will run at a minimum, bear in mind they did say the word minimum, of 30 FPS on Xbox Series X. So firstly, now the media and the same community now jumping on this, saying the Xbox Series X will be a 30 FPS console. So firstly, it says it's at a minimum, so it can still run up to 120 FPS. You just don't know what the FPS, the 30 minimum is. And also they're committed. This is only, as I said, a demo. The game's not in its finished, completed state yet. So we will see what its overall game capacity will be once it's completed. But I'm just finding it interesting now they're jumping on this, saying the Xbox Series X is a 30 FPS console based on that Ubisoft said, yeah, let's run at a minimum of 30 FPS. Minimum of 30 FPS. And it's going to have other graphical enhancements. So I just want to we'll just carry the same energy through now into our next topic. Yep. So apparently the Xbox Series X now is a 30 FPS console. Okay. So moving on to the next topic, and we have Jeff. I'm so far up Sony's arse Keeley. He's really building up Wednesday's Summer Games Fest stream, and he spent the week hyping up this show for Sony because and it was meant to be a big, massive game show. And what transpired, it wasn't anything really to do with the PS5. All it was they showed a tech demo. It was a tech demo. It was not gameplay. It's a tech demo, people. Stop saying it's gameplay running on the PS5. It's a tech demo. The devs that are running the video actually said it's a demo. It says demo on the title. It's a demo. It's not gameplay. It's not in-game gameplay. I'm sorry. Yeah, a lot of you are broken by that comment, but that is the fact. So anyway, Jeff went on to build up massive hype for this, and all they showed was a tech demo of something possibly running on the PS5 dev kit, which is generally more powerful than the PS5 anyway. A PS5 dev kit. Now I watched this. The things I found interesting took from it is what people, we're carrying on from where we left off now with they're downplayed because people were hyping the poo out of this, saying it's amazing, it's incredible, PS5's awesome, look at this game, blah blah. Bear in mind they just slated the Xbox for showing third party stuff. In this game they showed at this streamed event is third party, it's also got an Xbox. So they slated and only showed one game, and it wasn't in-game footage, it was a demo. So they've already slated Xbox for doing that. Then they've slated Xbox for the game running Ubisoft saying that it's going to be running at 30 FPS. So once again, carrying that same energy forward, Xbox Series X will be running at 30 will be a 30 FPS console. It didn't show much gameplay of its third-party games. Bear in mind, Sony have shown no first-party games yet, whereas Xbox have, and Xbox have shown a wider range of third-party, and Sony's only shown Godfall and this game, which is not really this is going on both consoles. So let me just conclude here and move on. Let me show you the actual demo itself, and there's some interesting things to highlight during this demo, which I will cover, which people didn't seem to pick up on. They don't listen or read too well.
This has to be the right way.
Before we continue, let's stop a moment and take a look at some of the key features of this demo. Much of what you see was built with Quixel Megascan assets, but instead of using the game versions, we used the cinematic versions, which would typically only be used in film. There are around 1 million triangles each, and thanks to virtual texturing, they all use 8K textures as well. Nanite can render an insane number of triangles very quickly. There are over 1 billion triangles of source geometry in each frame that Nanite crunches down losslessly to around 20 million drawn triangles. What does that many triangles look like? This isn't noise. These are the triangles, each a different color. Most are so small that they look like noise. Nanite achieves detail down to the pixel, which means triangles are often the size of pixels. This amount of geometric detail requires shadows to be pixel accurate as well, and Nanite can do that too. Speaking of lighting, all of the lighting in this demo is completely dynamic, with the power of Lumen that even includes multi-bounce global illumination. No light maps, no baking here. Without GI, all of that beautiful lighting is gone. With Lumen enabled, we can move the light and the bounce changes instantly. Okay, let's keep going. We've made some great additions to our audio system as well. Convolution reverb allows us to measure reverberation characteristics of real spaces, like actual caves that we sampled, and reproduce them in virtual spaces. Sound field rendering allows us to record and play back spatialized audio. All of this adds up to a more immersive experience. swarm of bats was created with our Niagara effects system. Particles in Niagara can now talk to one another and understand their environment like never before. We've also added a ton of new functionality to run fluid simulations like you see in the water below. The demo runs on our chaos physics system. Here we are using it to accurately simulate the rigid bodies of the falling rocks and the cloth of her scarf.
So to conclude, all in all, the tech demo is very impressive. The game looks, this game, I don't think it's even, I think it's just a demo, so they've made up a game or whatever just to show off the details and stuff. We're yet to see that. Looks very impressive, does look fantastic. However, there are some things to take away from this. Firstly, texture detail, as he said, the texture detail used in the demo, it is a demo, not gameplay, is used in film or cutscenes, not generally in games. So in the future, this may be used in games, this level of detail, but very likely will only be used in a small portion of game, depending on budget, obviously. So don't firstly expect that all games coming out are going to look this quality and have this quality of gaming. It's going to probably only be for the larger budget games. Probably so. Firstly, some of the first party and probably big studios like CD Projekt Red and such like that. So that's the first thing to take away from that. Secondly, to touch on, he did mention it runs at 1440 or 1400 resolution. So that's not 4K, that's under 4K. Now let me explain what that is. So you've got various resolutions. So you've got 2560 by 1440, that's called Quad HD, and that's 1400p. Yes, then you have 3840 by 2160, that's called Ultra HD, and that's 4K gaming, that's 4K native gaming. And then you've got 7680 by 4320, that's full Ultra HD, that's 8K. So we've got 8K, 4K, then we've got 1400p, and this is what this is. I mean, he mentions it in it. If you don't believe me, Digital Foundry have already done a breakdown. Let's look at what Digital Foundry says. So here it is to confirm. Digital Foundry's breakdown, let me quote, so when GPU load gets high, we can lower the screen resolution a bit and then we can adapt that to that. In the demo, we actually did use dynamic resolution, although it ends up rendering at about 1440p most of the time. So let's conclude there. There it is. Most of the time. That's what it runs in most of the time. So that gameplay trailer, demo we see running that most of the time. So now can we conclude from that? Let's carry on this same energy as I said from the start. My Xbox show Hellblade 2 that run in the same format and didn't get any praise at all for it. Completely ignored, in fact, and they're still saying the Xbox have not shown any games. They showed the same format last November, Hellblade 2, no praise, no nothing. Then they had a digital event where they showed some third-party games, which did show a small bit of gameplay and showed demos, and it got called a complete failure. Let's forward now to this, and on a PS5 machine. Oh, sorry. Then they show Valhalla, which is running at 30 FPS. Now Xbox Series X is called a 30 FPS console. Let's now forward onto this, and basically in a nutshell, Sony show on their machine a game demo, not gameplay, demo running at 1400p. So can we now conclude, using the same energy, that the PS5 is a 1400p console? Can we use that same logic? Can we carry on that same energy? PS5 is a 1400p console, yes. And also, let's conclude that it seems they're right that they've shown a demo, no gameplay, but it's not okay for Xbox to do so. That's all I wanted to just say. I'm just not sure of the logic of some people or where the media comes from. Well, we know where the media comes from. They just seem to hate Xbox for no reason. They just twist and change agendas to suit their own clickbait purposes. But let's move on. And having said all that, in the midst of my recording, this popped up. Unreal Engine 5 PS5 demo was just 1400p and 30 FPS as well, and lacked ray tracing. So there we go. So I want to see that same energy now that was thrown at Xbox with regards to Valhalla. I want to see that be thrown at the PS5 now, because not only that it it didn't run at 4K, and it was at FPS as well, whereas Valhalla was 4K FPS. It also lacks ray tracing, which the Xbox Series X will have, and they've said here that the PS5 was struggling on 10 teraflops, whereas the Series X has 12 teraflops. It says while teraflops are not a complete measure, there is a clear power advantage between the two, and developers it should be develop have to make fewer trade-offs for Microsoft's console. There we go. You've spread it there. See? There we go. Teraflops. All teraflops is going to win. So having Sony just showed that demo, it's only going to be better on the Xbox Series X. Let's see what Phil has to say about this. So following on from all that, Phil, head of Xbox, comes out and actually praises it. Just as I do, it does look good, and he actually praised it, because the difference between Phil and the other side is that Phil always praises the other side because he's not afraid. You don't hate on things you're not afraid of. You only hate things you're afraid of, and he's not afraid at all. And he comes out and says, Xbox boss Phil Spencer said, incredible work by the team at Epic. He added that many of the internal Xbox Game Studio teams are using versions of Unreal Engine to make their games, including Ninja Theory, which is using the technology. But he didn't say the Unreal Engine 5 specifically to develop Senua's Sega Hellblade 2. As I said, they've done the same for Hellblade 2. Spencer added that Microsoft is excited to bring these Unreal Engine 5 innovations to life on the Xbox Series X. All what you see will be on the Xbox Series X. All what they showed is not exclusive to PS5. It will all be on the Xbox Series X, and they already showed it on the Hellblade 2. But let's just breeze over that. We won't go into that detail because that shines too much light on the Xbox. But it's good that Phil comes out and just it's quite interesting. He comes out on Twitter and just says, "Oh, by the way, yeah, we're using that. Yeah, well done, brilliant. We'll be doing the same." Let's move on to my final topic. So here's the face of a PS4 fanboy I know. After he discovered this, YAKUZA Like a Dragon will be an Xbox Series X launch title. PS5 released ? Yes. Now what this is about is, as we've always known, YAKUZA have been PS exclusive games. Now as of recent, they've all moved over to Xbox. They are lagging behind. We're getting them now. It's gone up to now. I think we're getting about 6 months behind PS4 now. But moving forward, the next game. Well, it's a game that's actually just released on the PS4 actually, but not worldwide, only in Japan. However, it releases worldwide on the PS4 at the same time it releases on the Xbox One and the Xbox Series X. Now, what's further interesting about that is that it's not going to be worldwide on PS4 until it's on Xbox One and Xbox Series X. So what's very interesting about this is there is no date for the PS5. So all it says that the YAKUZA game is going to be worldwide on the Xbox One, PS4, Xbox Series X at the same time, day one thus far. No PS5 mention at all. So what does that tell you? Is the game actually now switched and now timed Xbox Series X exclusive? Are they going to get it before PS5? Or is PS5 players going to have to rely on backwards compatibility to play the PS4 version? Will it be upscaled? Will they not play it at all? What's going to happen? But it's left a massive question mark now. But a very interesting thing, because as it stands as of now, YAKUZA Like a Dragon worldwide will be a timed Xbox Series X next generation launch exclusive. And I think that's amazing. You know, it's slow. You can see it now, just like MLB now is going to Xbox, and you're getting games slowly moving to Xbox. You know, people still preach. I'll go into this in another video. Still preaching console sales for whatever reason. Meanwhile, Xbox is slowly picking up all these studios and slowly getting all these deals and slowly doing this with less consoles, because at the end of the day, you're not making your money from console sales. But that's very interesting news. Please sub, share and like. Share it wherever you can, and put in the comments down below your take on all of this. What do you think now that the PS5 is a 1400 console, the same as Xbox X, which is also a 1400 console? What is your take on that? Is it worth buying a PS5 now? Because that's what they're saying. Is it worth buying a Xbox Series X in a 30fps console? Or is it worth buying a PS5 if it's a 1400 console, when you've got the Xbox X, the last generation console that runs the same? Please put your views down below, give your opinions. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye for now.